This is All India Radio. In the program Spotlight, now we bring you a discussion on PM Budget webinar on infrastructure and investment, improving logistic efficiency with PM Gatishakti National Master Plan. The participants are Dr. Ranjit Mehta, Economic Analyst, and S. Rangabhashyam, AIR Correspondent.
The Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, addressed a post-budget webinar on the subject of infrastructure and investment, improving logistic efficiency with PM Gatishakti National Master Plan. It is in fact the 8th in a series of 12 post-budget webinars being organized by the government to seek ideas and suggestions for effectively implementing the initiatives announced in the Union Budget 2023. Dr. Ranjit Mehta, tell us about this particular initiative which is targeted on infrastructure and logistics, actually improving the logistics.
So if you look at the background, what was happening traditionally was there was a lack of coordination between different departments. For example, one department is constructing a road. Suddenly you will find that another department will come, then they will again do the digging activity in the constructed road, maybe for underground cables or maybe for pipelines or something else. So this only causes inconvenience, not only to the people, but also a lot of wastivity is incurred because of this. Address all this. Now efforts are being made to increase the coordination so that all the departments know at one time that what other departments are doing. So therefore, this National Gatishakti Master Plan was launched by Honorable Prime Minister in 2021. This is a unique scheme and it has been designed keeping in mind that our logistic cost in our country is somewhere to the tune of around 13 to 14%. But if we see in developed countries, the same logistic cost is coming to around 8 to 9% of the GDP. Therefore, our products which we sell in the international market, they are not competitive because of many other things, but particularly with this logistic cost which is very high. To address this problem, infrastructure development has been the major focus of Modi government ever since Prime Minister Modi became the Prime Minister in 2014. So there has been a lot of impetus, lot of focus, huge focus on creating world-class infrastructure in our country. Today, we have the largest network of roads in the world, and in last 5-6 years, so many expressways, national highways, and bridges and expressways have been created. Even the roads have gone to the villages, and there has been a complete last mile connectivity. Now with this Gatishakti, so it is creating an integrated multi-modal transport system where all the projects will be seen in the portal. Now every department knows what is happening where. It is better coordination and it will save the time to be taken in the approval of the project by various departments, and also there will not be repetition of the work. We will not face like some roads have been constructed and then another department coming and digging it up. So those things will not be seen. So this is a highly appreciative effort of Honorable Prime Minister and the Modi government.
Dr. Mehta, a couple of years ago, or maybe 1.5 decades ago, we used to talk about the Bolt model of acquiring infrastructure: build, operate, lease and transfer, or build, operate and then transfer, which also had this component of a toll tax whenever new infrastructure is built, whether it's a flyover, a bridge or a highway or expressway. And from there on, even in that bigger PPP model, the public-private partnership model, the toll tax is an integral part. But often critics say that, that also increases the cost, and also the time duration at the toll gates also is an issue.
Initially, I would say that the time taken in the toll gates was an issue, but now if you see that there have been FASTags and the car owner has to pay double the amount if you are paying by cash. Therefore, that is a disincentive. Therefore, all the people they are
So that's a major deterrent.
Yeah, that is a major deterrent for people. They definitely want to have the fast track. So this has made the connectivity and the operation in the toll seamless. Second point, if you are paying toll, that is also a cost, but the time that you save, the productivity that will increase because of time saved, and also you save diesel, petrol. There's a lot of saving of energy. So when you look at the advantages after having gone through these highways, expressways, paying the toll, and if any road, anywhere if you're going, for example, before this from Delhi to Jaipur, we used to travel in around 6 to 7 hours. But today, this time is only around 2 to 2.5 hours, 2 to 3 hours maybe.
True.
So time has reduced tremendously. So there's a huge saving on account of petrol, on account of energy, and also your productivity will go up. You will have less fatigue. Otherwise, 6 to 7 hours of difficult traffic and then going by your car, it was very difficult. But now, when there's a seamless going to the places, then that saves a lot of energy. Ultimately, you are benefited. And this also reduces the carbon footprint. Once you are on red lights or jams, there have been many studies that you waste a lot of petrol and it contributes to the air pollution and various other kind of health hazards. If you look at the overall in a holistic approach, then you will find that once these kind of seamless connectivities are created, it is not only benefiting the environment, not only benefiting the planet, also benefiting your own health. Ultimately, once you have a good health, then the whole nation is healthy. Definitely, you are going to have a better productivity. You can have a healthy people in our society. So that is a huge benefit.
Dr. Mehta, we are talking about logistics. Let's also take your view on the railways being a major freighter and included in transportation of goods. Often experts show that there is a shift of freight from railways to roadways, especially for small and medium businesses which cannot afford the kind of time which takes when they transport their goods by railways. And also the nitty-gritties, the procedure is too cumbersome. Don't you think railways need to kind of sit up, take notice of this aspect and put their act together so that people don't shift from railways to the road transport for goods?
There have been some issues, but I think that most of these issues in the railway have been sorted out. And today, the very idea of creating Gatishakti master plan is creating a multimodal integrated transport system. So in this, it's an integrated multimodal transport system where rail, roads, ports and air connectivity and including the inland waterways, all these are seamlessly integrated. So with this kind of a system, we are not only going to reduce the logistic costs, but also it facilitates to MSME, to various other businesses, and we become internationally competitive. So therefore, railway, as you have seen that there are so many reforms that are happening in railway, including the refurbishing and redevelopment of railway stations, redevelopment of various corridors, and also including there are freight corridors that are being developed, green freight corridors are developed, and Sagarmala, Bharatmala, if you see these projects in roads. So this complete package, the complete idea of Gatishakti has a very, it has got 6 pillars. One is, it is very comprehensive. So it will actually include all existing planned initiative of various ministries. One is that under a single portal. Now it also prioritizes the things through different departments. They'll be able to prioritize these cross-sectoral interactions. Then optimizing the cost. The national plan will assist different ministries in planning for project after identification of various, critical gaps in this. That optimization can be done. Then synchronization. So these are the 6 pillars. Then synchronization. Individual ministry, department, normally before this used to work in silos. Yeah. There was a lack of coordination. But after this PM Gatishakti plan, so all these departments, they will synchronize and they can just work as per that. Now, if you see, then analytically, the entire data placed on GIS, so that way they analyze the thing, then that's how they finally launch the project. Then it's very dynamic. All ministries, departments will now be able to visualize, review, monitor progress of cross-sectoral projects through the GIS platform. I think that these are the benefits, these are 6 pillars on which this PM Gatishakti master plan is based.
Dr. Ranjit Mehta, we are talking about, infrastructure, about greenfield airports, about expressways, highways, bridges. These are actually, you will agree that these are all, long gestation period projects. And financing such huge projects is very crucial. Don't you think, we need to have the right kind of finances and the sources, whether it is through infrastructure bonds or through state governments financing it, or consortium of banks or Reserve Bank of India extending credit to the state governments to implement these? Because finance is the precursor to implementing all these infrastructure projects.
Finance is a basic challenge because these infrastructure projects have long gestation periods. Now in this, definitely government is coming out with various bonds, various infrastructure bonds are there, and also see that in the budget layout, there is a huge allocation. If you see this year, 10 lakh crore, which is 33% more than the last year's budget. So all these efforts have been made, and there are many, the National Infrastructure Pipeline, there are various funds, and there is a support to the state government where because of this cooperative federalism that is there in our country. So all these arrangements, all these challenges have been addressed, and they are being addressed from time to time. And we have also seen Mr. Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister, that finance is never a problem once you have a will to do that. We have seen in last 6-7 years how the network of roads, highways, expressways, overbridges, bridges have been created in our country for seamless connectivity. So therefore, I am yet to come out to a project where the project has been installed because of lack of finances. We have seen that so much of construction is happening throughout the country. Even if you look at the city of Delhi, how various roads have been created to decongest the city of Delhi.
We are discussing that, this year's budget has allocated, 10 lakh crore rupees for capital expenditure. And also the Prime Minister today highlighted that some 110 lakh crore rupees is the target under the National Infrastructure Pipeline in the couple of years ahead. Sectorally, if we were to talk about, can we expect a big impact on, say, steel sector, cement sector, and the entire construction industry to benefit from this?
You see, definitely, this will benefit not only these industries, it will also benefit the textile industry, it will benefit the MSMEs. Ultimately, there are MSMEs. In India, we have around 120 million MSMEs in our country as of today. And all these people will benefit, and also we want the MSME's contribution to be increased to the national GDP. Therefore, all these people will benefit. The steel sector will benefit, coal sector will benefit. So when there is a seamless connectivity, when there is a lot of infrastructure development happening around all over the country, then all the state governments, they are going to be benefited. So many jobs are being created because construction industry after the agriculture creates the maximum jobs. So when this kind of construction happens, so along with that, more than around 250 ancillary industries are also, they are having the ripple effect of this overall development. So therefore, whenever there is good growth trajectory, you will see that real estate sector, construction sector, this boom. So it has an impact on the overall growth of our country. So with this kind of an infrastructure push, which the Modi government has given to our country, I think it will create overall prosperity, create jobs for millions of people, also bring down the logistic cost, and it will save the energy and increase the productivity of the people. Also, people will be healthy because when there is a less pollution on the road, so it will keep the health of every worker better. So that way he can contribute, his productivity will increase. Ultimately, when an individual's productivity will increase, therefore the nation's productivity will also increase.
Dr. Ranjit Mehta, it's been a pleasure discussing this topic of infrastructure and logistics with you. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
You were listening to a discussion on PM Budget webinar on infrastructure and investment, improving logistic efficiency with PM Gatishakti National Master Plan. The participants were Dr. Ranjit Mehta, Economic Analyst, and S. Rangabhashyam, AIR Correspondent. This program was produced and presented by the News Services Division of All India Radio. You can listen to it on our mobile app, News on AIR. This program is also available on our YouTube channel, News on AIR Official.